I am getting ready to go whitefish fishing. Um, Show you what I'm going to use. I know a lot of guys are starting to use these jig and Rapalas. I don't like to use them because of the rocks and with all the hooks on them. You know, you got the hook on the nose and the hook on the tail and the treble hook. And that just gets hung up in the rocks, and at 10 bucks a pop, I don't want to lose them. So, I'm going to be using jig and spoons. That's what I've always used. This is a tungsten 3/4 ounce. I usually use a half ounce or a 3/4 ounce. Most of the time I try to go with the half ounce. I think smaller is better. I always like to try to use my best jigging rod. This is a Fluger one piece. It's a graphite rod. It's 7 foot long. Medium action. It says that on it somewhere. Right there. And I got my Spyrex on there just because I had good line on it, and it's the right poundage, 6 to 8 pounds, what I like to use as far as line poundage. I'll be using that tungsten half ounce jigging spoon. It's a heavy hitter tungsten. Got a good sharp treble hook. I like to use the snap swivel, just to keep down on the line twist. The channel has current in it. We'll be jigging off the channel wall, and the current goes in and it goes out, and it's just a lot of up and down, and you can get a lot of twist in your line if you don't have a good snap swivel on there. Plus, it helps with the fish. If they start twisting around, you can end up with a lot of line twist if you don't have a swivel. As I mentioned, I'm going whitefish fishing. This is a nighttime thing. Usually happens first, second week in November, and sometimes it can carry through into December. I'm gonna go out there, and like I said, it's a nighttime thing, so it will be difficult with the video. I'm gonna do my best. I want to show you how I do it. Now, there's a rule, and the rule is anything hooked from the gill plate forward is a legally hooked fish. I try to catch the fish in the mouth, and I've developed a jigging technique that helps me do that. More often than not, you're going to foul hook a fish now and then, no matter what you do. But I do see guys out there, they're just they're ripping it. They're throwing it out and they're ripping it 3-4 foot strokes. And you can tell that's what they're there to do. They're there to snag fish. I don't like to do that. I want to get them legally. The fish that I don't want to injure a bunch of fish, because whitefish are very fragile fish. They're easily damaged. If you foul hook them, they start bleeding immediately wherever the hook hits them. So I try not to foul hook the fish. I don't want to injure fish that I'm not taking home. It's just, that's just me. But I make little 3/4 foot and a half jigging motion, and I'm more jiggling it than I am jigging it. I'm kind of bouncing the spoon on the bottom, and then I'll lift it about a foot. And I continue with that. And I know when I have a legally hooked fish, because when I hook them legally in the mouth, they kind of they waggle back and forth and come to the surface, right? Now, if I foul hook a fish, generally speaking, it's zzz, it's taken out drag and it's an extended fight, and I can tell the fish is foul hooked, and it's using the current and it's trying to get away, of course. But the legally hooked fish tend to just wag their heads back and forth all the way to the surface, and you got to be quick on the net because they got a fragile mouth. Their mouth is comparable to like a crappie almost. It's like paper thin. The hooks can tear out easy, so you got to use kind of a light drag. Yeah, so I'm going to get all the stuff thrown in the truck and try to show you this as best I can. Like I said, it's going to be in the dark, so it's going to be challenging, but I'll try. All right, let's head out there. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we got about 3 or 4 inches of snow out there, and it's still snowing. And I'm going out there to fish in the dark by myself. Again, blue collar crazy. All right, let's do it. My dumbass had to pick a night that's like hurricane force winds. I did just get a whitefish. Pretty nice size one. I'll show you that. It is terrible out here. I just got him on I had to go from a ½ ounce to a 3/4 ounce. It's so bad. I couldn't get no feel, so here's the shadow of the light in the camera. But yeah, there he is. That's not a bad fish. I'll need 1 or 2 more and then I'll be happy. I'll get the hell out of here because it is nasty out here tonight. Nasty. Talking about. Got another one. These are both big fish, big for whitefish. I just can't get away from the shadow of the phone, but those are both nice fish. A lot of people say these fish don't bite, which is bullshit. They bite. Here's proof. Well, it just came out of his mouth. It was right in his mouth. That's my third fish. I think I'm getting out of here. This is nasty out here. Yeah, I decided I'm going to get out of here before I end up going swimming. I got 3. I'm happy with that. They're all nice big fish. One back that I found. Okay, I got back to the truck and DNR guy is doing a fish survey. He's going to take some measurements of my fish, and are you going to weigh them as well?
Yep.
He's going to weigh them and take some measurements, and this is part of how we keep our fishery good.
You mind if I grab them out of the bucket?
Go ahead. They were all pretty nice fish.
20.9 inches.
20-inch whitefish is a good size whitefish. Man, it was rough out there.
2.8 pounds.
Anybody else have any fish?
It seemed like everybody had fish tonight.
Did they?
Yeah. 21.9.
I take it you're out here most nights.
Between here and Muskegon.
Muskegon. Has it been slow up until now?
It's been hit or miss, but it seems like here a week or so ago it was a little bit better.
Oh, really?
But, I mean, overall it's been.
All the guys I've been talking to, they were like, yeah, we're getting 1 or 2. It's been pretty slow. And then I came out here on...
But tonight, for night I worked, it's been like the best. 3.2 pounds.
Nice. Appreciate you letting me video this. I mean, you guys kind of get a bad rap on a lot of stuff. It's, you know, I like to show you guys in a positive light.
This one is a master angler, so.
Is it really?
Yep.
23
inches is a master angler.
Oh, you're kidding me. I never really cared too much about that kind of stuff. Cool to know, though.
3 pounds. Yes, if you want to split it, you just take a picture of it right on my board.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem. You have a good night. I'm going to get home and get my butt warmed up. Okay, I wanted to show, remember I was saying the whitefish's mouth is pretty fragile. See how paper thin that is right there? Get out of the light here. But see that right there? If you're using braid, I mean, you could tear through that no problem. That is, you can see my finger through there. So that tells you right there, that's pretty fragile. Another reason to use mono and not braid. Just thought I'd throw that in there real quick. It was brutal out there. I mean, brutal. The snow was coming and going. I'm sure there's going to be parts of the video where you see that it's snowing hard. The wind was the worst thing. I mean, the wind was just whipping out there. I was fishing on the inside of the channel, and waves were breaking up over the channel wall and sloshing onto me. And it got to the point where I got wet a couple of times, where a wave come up and just landed right in my lap, basically. But I caught 3 fish. I threw 1 back that I foul hooked. Now, 3 legally hooked fish and 1 foul hooked fish, that's a pretty good percentage. Now, that shows you right there that the fish can be hooked legally without, you don't have to snag them. They will bite. You just got to jiggle it. You just let it just tap the bottom and then lift a little bit every once in a while. That's all I was doing. But it was so tough to get the biggest thing is to get a feel for what your lure is doing. And with the wind whipping like it was, I tried to go with the 1/2 ounce jigging spoon to begin with, and I could kind of feel what was going on, but I didn't know what it was doing at all times. And I moved up to the 3/4 ounce, and that I could feel. I could tell I was, banging the rocks, and you have to. If you're going to get them to bite, you have to know what your lure is doing down there. I can tell, I'll get a feel for, like with that 1-piece rod I'm using. Brian Bates actually gave me that rod before he passed away. And I'm sure he is up in heaven right now, just laughing his ass off, knowing that I caught them fish on his rod. I know he's loving it. But anyway, yeah. Just jiggling it a little bit. You have to know what that lure is doing. That's crucial. With that wind blowing like it was, the 3/4 ounce was the only way that I could accomplish that. And as it turned out, it worked. I put that on there and I started hammering fish. I think I could have sat out there and caught a lot more fish. But like I said, it was brutal, man. I mean, my hand was froze. There was a couple of times I had to stop fishing and let my hands come back. I tried to talk on camera out there, but it was almost impossible. I would like to get back out there on a better night when it's, not hurricane winds, and do another video of this just to show you a little bit better what was going on. I'm just hoping that this is going to turn out halfway decent. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, another thing too, I hear a lot of guys say that they're using braid. Don't use braid. Don't use it. Yes, you do, with braid and the no stretch, it does give you, you can feel everything a little bit better with braid. But the downside is, when you foul hook a fish, it tends to just, rip them a new arse. It's just not good for the fish. You don't need it. You're fishing basically straight up and down. And, if you're down in Muskegon, you might be fishing in 14 feet of water or something, maybe. So you don't have a lot of line out. So there's not going to be a whole lot of stretch that goes on there if you're using mono. You're still going to get a good feel. The biggest thing is to use the right rod. Use a rod that you can feel what your lure's doing. If you do that, you're going to catch fish. All right, I got 3 fish to catch, one of which was a master angler. Just thought I'd throw that in there. DNR guy confirmed that. Not that I care too much about that, but anyway, yeah. So, all right, I got fish to clean. I'm going to get this done. You guys have a good night. Thanks for watching. I'll probably be back out hunting again soon, probably I got to work the next 2 days, so maybe Wednesday or Thursday I'll get back out hunting. I'd like to get out in the snow and hunt. I haven't hunted in the snow this year. Okay, you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching.